It all started with a text. "Are you ready to change your life?" It was anonymous, the sender just a string of numbers. The message seemed harmless enough at first, until I realized I was not the only one who got it. Hundreds of people had received the same invitation. And what followed next? Well, that's where my nightmare began. We were all taken, blindfolded, thrown into the back of vans and driven for what felt like hours. The air was cold, damp, and I could hear the faint sounds of others breathing around me. Everyone was just as scared as I was, but no one dared to speak. The van came to a halt, and we were herded out like cattle, our blindfolds ripped off. We were in a vast, deserted complex. The walls were made of industrial steel, and the floor was bare concrete, worn from years of abandonment. At the center of it all, there was a giant screen, a massive projection of the host's face, a grinning, silver-masked figure whose eyes were hidden in shadows. "Welcome to the game of fates," the host voice echoed, calm and chilling. "You've been chosen to participate. The rules are simple. You will play. You will compete. You will survive, or you will die." At first, we were skeptical. Some even laughed it off, assuming it was some sick joke. But then, the first round began. They called it the maze. The walls moved like some twisted labyrinth, doors opening and closing at random. We had to navigate it, and the first 10 to reach the center would win. But the rest? They would not be leaving. As I sprinted, I heard screams. I turned just in time to see someone's body slam against a wall. His skin was flayed, a gory mess of ripped flesh as the metal doors snapped shut on him. Others tried to crawl, but a set of blades hidden in the walls sliced through them like paper. Blood splattered everywhere, and the screams, they didn't stop. I barely made it through. When I reached the center, I could see the survivors, pale and wide-eyed, staring at the screen. But there was no time to process. The host's voice returned. "Only one more round before the finale. If you survive that, you might just make it out alive." The next round was even worse. It was called The Hunt. We were dropped into an arena, a massive open space with nothing but the thumping of our hearts in the silence. Across from us there were armed guards, dressed in all black, faceless. No emotion, no mercy. The rules were simple. Run, hide, survive. But survival was not the goal. They did not care if you ran. They did not care if you hid. They wanted to see how long you could suffer. A shot rang out, and one by one people dropped. The guards were everywhere, but it was not about speed. It was about fear. It was about watching us crawl, beg, and fight with desperation in our eyes. They toyed with us. I watched a girl, barely 20, running towards the exit, only to be caught by the leg. The guard dragged her back like a rag doll. Her screams were muffled by the sound of the audience laughing.